Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Crazy Cat. I'm going to be doing a little update for you guys on how I've been doing and just like a little shout out to everybody who's given me so much support on my last few videos. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I am going to update you guys on a little mental health lapse I had for a few months, so I wasn't really like making any videos. Again, thank you to everyone who commented and could see how they're not alone in the experiences they had at those treatment centers, Harmony Hills and the treatment center called, the mental hospitals that I was in. Like, they could relate to that experience and experience with police, like brutality towards mental health patients. Thank you guys for all your support, and I'm sorry I haven't been making a lot of videos. Again, I had a little mental health lapse, but it wasn't like a terrible lapse. It wasn't as bad as like what happened to me last year, like not nearly as bad, but I'll explain it to you guys. So my little mental health lapse did have to do with another relationship. Thankfully, it wasn't with my other ex that was a little bit of a predator. It wasn't him. It's another guy that I met on the taxi cab called Breeze On Demand in Venice. I'll explain a little bit to you guys about Breeze On Demand. It's like a shared ride service with other passengers. It's $2 a ride. And that was like the main reason I came back to Venice, was because it was a very easy, accessible source of transportation for me, as I don't drive. I have such bad anxiety that I feel like I'll pass out behind the wheel, so driving is like not safe for me. So that's why I take the Breeze On Demand. And I met this like really sweet sounding, like really attractive guy on the On Demand. I'm not going to say his name, and I'm not going to bash him too much, because I'm not like that type of person that will bash somebody, even though he really like hurt me in the end. So like we started dating back in February, like shortly before my 20th birthday. And then, like, a couple of days later, he, like, says, oh, I'm not ready for a relationship. This was actually on my 20th birthday. He was like, I'm just not ready for a relationship. But we remained friends. But, like, 3 days later, he's like, this was a prank. I want to get back with you. So we started dating again for, like, another, like, 2 months. It was, like, 2 months or a month and a half. And then on April Fool's Day, after my mom invited him over for Easter dinner, he just decides, oh, I don't want to be with you anymore. I can't be with you anymore. And then he blocks me on everything but like Snapchat. He just unfriended me on Snapchat. 4 days later, I'm going through like the notions of a breakup, like already grieving the loss of him and stuff. But then he decides to come back like 4 days later. And is like, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. I promise I'll never do it again. Can you take me back? And I, like, loved him so much. I wasn't, like, done grieving him yet. So I was like, okay, I'll, like, take you back. Okay, there you go, boo. I'm your girlfriend again. And we, like, started, like, slowly becoming, like, trusting each other again. And he does, like, the worst thing to me after ghosting me for, like, weeks. And we only would hang out like once a week, not even. Like, actually, it came to a point where it was like once a month. And me and him like got, like, I'm not going to go into detail, but we got intimate. And 3 days later, he randomly like blocks me on everything. Like, I don't understand why he did that. Like, he was being aloof with me like for the past like few like months, like especially after the April Fool's thing, because after that my mom wouldn't let him come over or come to the community pool. But I was ignoring like the red flags with him, so I didn't really like care about like what everyone said. It was like kind of the same thing as with my other ex last year. Like, no matter what my friends or family would say, I still wanted to be with him. And I'm very, very grateful this guy didn't assault me. I am very, very grateful for it. He was just very aloof and he was a shy person. He did have like a criminal record for like grand theft, but he was never like predatory towards me like the other guy, unlike the other guy. So that was good. But after he blocked me, I was completely heartbroken. And I was trying to figure out, like, what was going on. And I kind of found out that he was kind of, like, emotionally cheating on me. Possibly because I got stuff that my friend would say to me about him. And she'd also say things about, like, she knew him from, like, his job or whatever. His old job. And she would say things about how he, like, had bad hygiene. And that he's just not a good boyfriend. Like, and no wonder he, like, and apparently he told me before we started dating that he's never had a girlfriend before. So, I mean, I thought that would be good for me because he wouldn't prey on me like the other guy did. Because the other guy said he was a virgin and he was, like, definitely not a virgin. But I don't mean to bash anybody anymore. I'm just saying, like, that's just the tea on what happened. And basically after, like, me and this guy finally, like, broke up, he didn't even, like, formally break up with me even on text. He just, like, blocked me on everything. And today I just found out that he did it because he wasn't doing well mentally and he wanted to apologize to me, but he just didn't, like, feel like I would... He didn't want to deal with the conflict, basically. The on-demand driver told me about it. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty much over him. Like, I still miss being in a relationship. And during this breakup, like, I was, like, really grieving. And I was, like, trying out different outlets, like, to get over it. Like, I was going to, like, SLAA meetings. It's also known as Sex and Love Addicts Anonymous. I did it online. I mean, it kind of helped, but it's, like, there's not a lot of meetings out there for it, especially in person. And I don't really like doing online meetings. I don't mean to be making up excuses, but I think I'm going to, like, start going again. But, like, that was a way I kind of got over this breakup, especially, like, with how hurt I was. But, like, I feel like I'm, like, mentally better now and, like, over the whole thing that happened. I mean, I'm still, like, angry with him, but, like, I'm able to, like, accept what happened. I processed it for a month, and I was able to, like, accept the reality of the situation and, like, see the red flags with him. And, you know, I don't really want to, like, date somebody like that. And I also found a new therapist. Like, the other thing is I feel like I relapsed with my love addiction because my therapist was, like, my other therapist was basically, like, encouraging it, like, in a way. She would, like, tell me, like, oh, do whatever your heart feels, you know? But, like, honestly, like, I'm not ready for a relationship. And I was, like, even though I wasn't in one for, like, a year or, like, 10 months, you know, after that other guy and I broke up, like, that was when I met this guy. And I just, like, wasn't sure if I was ready. I just felt more confident in myself. And, like, you know, I was happy to be home. I was in a better place mentally. I was, like, sober. I wasn't smoking weed. But this guy was, like, the furthest thing from, like, mentally well. And, it, like, that and, like, the going back to my old therapist was, like, the two reasons, like, I kind of was, like, not doing well. And kind of relapsing back to, like, my mental illness, like, and my problem behaviors again with, like, men. And at least I caught it, like, really fast. I mean, I was with this guy longer than the other guy, but I feel like this could have slowly turned into something really bad if he hadn't walked out. And I'm actually grateful that he walked out because it just could have turned into something really bad. And I did find out some things that I don't mean to, like, I don't want to expose anybody, but I just found out, like, just a lot of stuff that could have, like, led him on to start hurting me in a way. Like, although this guy didn't take my money and he didn't, like, assault me like the other guy did, I didn't lose thousands of dollars. I just, like, lost my heart for, like, a month. I was just super heartbroken. And it wasn't to the point where I was hospitalized either. I was, like, I mean, I was really depressed, but, like, I didn't need to be in the hospital. I didn't need to go back to treatment. I questioned it, but I snapped out of it, like, actually last week I was pretty depressed on 4th of July. I'm like, I can't spend the holiday with him, but he breaks up with me on holidays anyway, so that's what I convinced myself, like, the next day. The thing that, like, finally got me through the breakup, which, like, I should have done, like, weeks ago instead of dwelling on him, which, like, I feel like, I mean, I did a lot of good things during this breakup, like change my therapist. Like, now I'm going to be working intensely, just like in treatment, on my childhood trauma. I'm doing like a little trauma timeline thing with my therapist, which is great. So the good thing I did was change therapists and, spend more time with my friends, whatnot, and go out more. But the thing that, like, I made a mistake with was not doing, like, activities to distract myself as much. Like, literally, like, on 4th of July, I got into this series called Orange is the New Black, and I bought the book based on the series, that the real life thing that happened with Piper Kerman. So I'm reading her book now, and it's kind of inspiring me to write some kind of, like, memoir about my own trauma and treatment experience. And I feel like I should have invested in something, like, to inspire me like that before now, like, right after the breakup happened. But I just wasn't thinking about it because I was just, like, so depressed over it. I guess depression just makes you, like, not want to do anything, but, like, I got motivated, like, within 2 weeks after to go to SLAA meetings, change my therapist, work on myself, and, still go out even though I'm, like, really upset about what happened with my ex-boyfriend. But yeah, like, if you want any tips on how to get through a breakup, like, distracting yourself is a major thing you should do. Oh, I see a spider on the floor. I'm, like, terrified of spiders, but it's, like, really tiny, so sorry, guys. But, like, doing stuff to, like, distract yourself is, like, a great thing to do. But you shouldn't, like numb the pain so much. Like, with stuff, like, replacing an addiction with another. I mean, I admit I'm binge watching this a lot. And there's nothing, like, wrong with reading a good book. But I guess you gotta face your problems sometimes. And honestly, I guess I didn't make a lot of mistakes during this because I did cry a lot. I did vent to friends a lot about, like, what was going on with him. But I kind of, like, took out my anger on my family, and I feel, like, really bad about it. So at least, like, now I realize what happened and, like, I'm doing better. And the other mistake I made was not being back on YouTube. I was just, like, I mean, that's not a mistake, but, like, I just didn't feel, like, motivated even through the whole relationship to, like, post anything on YouTube because I just felt like I was so invested in this relationship. I really, like, my heart was to this guy. Like, the other guy, it was like that too, but my heart was, like, invested in this guy. And like, I kind of forgot about how far I had come, but, like, 4 months later, like, now I'm realizing, like, I'm trying to get my life back together. And, I'm just saying, like, I posted a lot of videos, like, after I got out of treatment, and then I, like, went quiet. But I want to get back into YouTube again and, like, make videos about my life. And I feel like this was a lot of tea to spill, like, after this whole relationship thing. But I need a break from relationships for a while, and I'm honestly questioning if guys are even it for me anymore. I feel like all guys want is, like, to get in your pants, basically. Guys in their 20s. I feel like that's all they want, and they don't want anything else. And that was my experience with guys. They didn't, like, want any emotional connection or anything. Like, me and this guy didn't even really talk much. Like, my other ex, as abusive as he was, we talked about a lot of stuff. Like, we had stuff in common that we talked about. This guy wouldn't talk to me about anything. He just wanted to, like, cuddle and be, like, all, like, just kind of, like, intimate, I guess, but not emotionally, like, physically. That's what he wanted. And, I mean, that's how guys are, and I want someone who can just, like, be with me to be with me and have an emotional connection, and we can talk. And I'm honestly, like, questioning, like, my sexuality. Like, I was physically attracted to these guys, but, like, I might just be doing it to fill a void. And I don't know if I, like, just like girls, or, like, I just, these experiences with guys were, like, humbling, but, like, not good experiences. I guess they were humbling in a way that they taught me, like, how it's just not, like, for me, and, like, that kind of dating. Maybe when I'm older it would be, and I obviously wouldn't date, like, an older guy now. But I feel like a girl or a female would like understand this realm of it more. And there is a girl that I met in treatment. She doesn't live around where I live. And I've liked her for a while, but except for when I was with my ex-boyfriend, I didn't really talk to her much then because I really did like her and I didn't want to emotionally cheat on my boyfriend, so that was why I didn't talk to her much. And then after me and this guy broke up, I told her that I liked her. I was so scared to tell her and that I liked her. We met at Agape and I told her I liked her since I was at Agape, but not when I was with the guy. And she was like, I like you too, but we just can't we both felt we just couldn't do long distance, which I agree. I definitely think it's a bad idea to do long distance, but I feel I really like her. And she understands a lot of stuff I've been through. We cried together in rehab. And I just feel all the good people that are out there to date and the ones that like other females are not where I live in Venice. And there's nobody in Venice that likes girls. That I know of. And I've dated girls before in Venice, but they literally thought they liked girls, but they didn't, basically. And oh my god, the spider is coming near me. Sorry, I had to deal with the spider, but yeah, basically everyone likes girls, and anyone good I feel is not in Venice. And I'm not looking for anything right now, but I really like this girl for a while, and we can't be together because we're too far away. I'm not heartbroken over it, but I'm not even ready for a relationship anyways after what happened with my ex-boyfriend. But I feel a girl like her would treat me so good. And we've known each other longer than I even knew my ex. I met my ex when I got home, and I knew this girl since September. So, or not even, it was August we met. So basically almost a year we've known each other. So, but we can't be together because we don't live in the same area. We live 2 hours away from each other, and we both don't have cars. So it's we can't see each other, even as friends, really. We're still friends, we talk every day, but I just feel there's nobody good out there in this area. It's everybody who's good lives elsewhere. And it's I basically feel I wasted 4 months with this guy. But I guess it was another learning experience in a way that you gotta not ignore the red flags with people. So, yeah. And I ignored them again. I just didn't learn from the last time. But I was so in love with him, I didn't want to break his heart the way he just broke mine all the time. And I feel the next relationship I might still have that problem because I don't want to break their heart the way this guy broke my heart. Just leaving for no explained reason. And today I heard from the driver that he didn't leave me because of me. He was just struggling mentally. He probably wasn't ready for a relationship, but why pursue anything anyway if you weren't ready? In my opinion, that's just wrong. So yeah. That's my little update about how I'm doing. And again, thank you guys for watching all my videos and thank you for your support. I will elaborate more on my other videos about I might even do a life story thing once I've really worked through my trauma and therapy. I might talk about some things that happened to me in childhood and stuff like that. And I do want to start working on a memoir about my experience in treatment and with the ex-boyfriend last year. I'm gonna come up with a name for him for the story. I'm not gonna use people's real names on YouTube and on stuff unless it's staff members at a treatment center. I don't know if I should do that either, but some of the staff really treated me bad in these places, so I kind of want to call them out, but I wouldn't call out ex-boyfriends and girlfriends like that. I wouldn't call them out by name. That's wrong, to do, as much as they hurt me, you know, and I don't want to bash them too much either. I didn't want to bash the guy I was with too much. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.